So you were just going about your day, holding your coffee, or trying to twist a ring off your finger, and you looked down at your hands and something stopped you because your knuckles don't really look the way they used to. Maybe one of them is bigger, maybe it's gone kind of bony, maybe it's puffy and a little red and it caught you off guard, and now there's this nagging little voice in the back of your head going, okay, is this just me getting older, or is this actually something I should worry about? Well, that's exactly what we're getting into today. Why your knuckles change shape, which of those changes are totally harmless and just part of having hands that have been around a while, and which ones are the kind that should really get you to a doctor. And I'm gonna hold the most missed warning sign all the way to the end, because honestly, it's the one that trips just about everybody, patients and doctors both. If that's useful to you, do me a quick favor and hit subscribe and like. It really does help us get this in front of more people who are sitting there staring at their own, hands wondering the exact same thing. So let's get started. Before we go anywhere, we have to be speaking the same language, because almost every worry about a changing knuckle really comes down to one question. Are we dealing with osteoarthritis or rheumatoid arthritis? And these two get mixed up constantly, even by doctors. So let me keep it simple. Osteoarthritis, or OA, is the wear and tear kind. It's the arthritis everybody pictures when they hear the word, the bad knee, the bad hip, the cranky lower back, and it's a problem that lives inside the joint itself. The cushioning cartilage wears down over the years, and the joint reacts to that. Rheumatoid arthritis, or RA, is a completely different animal. It's a systemic autoimmune condition, which is just a fancy way of saying your immune system, the thing that's supposed to be protecting you, has gotten its wires crossed and started attacking your own joints. And because it's an immune problem and not a wearing down problem, it doesn't politely stay in one spot. Now here's where it gets useful, because your hand is basically a little map, and which knuckles are changing tells us a whole lot. Start at your fingertip and work down, and you pass 3 rows of knuckles. The ones right up by your nails, those are the dips, the distal interphalangeal joints. The middle row, those are the PPs, the proximal interphalangeal joints. And the big knuckles where your fingers meet the back of your hand, those are the MCPs, the metacarpophalangeal joints. And then there's the base of your thumb, sitting down near the wrist, and that one gets its own mention because it's a real star of this story. Keep that little map in your head, because we're going to keep coming back to it. So let's start with the changes that, honestly, usually aren't worth losing sleep over, the expected ones. The classic osteoarthritis hand grows these bony, knobby little enlargements on the end knuckles up by your nails, and on the middle knuckles, too. They get bigger, they get hard, they can look a bit gnarled, and people are genuinely startled the first time they really look at them. That's bony overgrowth, the joint laying down extra bone, and the giveaway is how they feel. They feel hard. They feel kind of cool to the touch. They feel knobby, like there's a little knot of bone you could tap on. The other classic spot is the base of the thumb, which can start to look almost squared off, like the bone is jutting out at an angle, and that one is so common and so recognizable that a rheumatologist will often clock it the second you point to it. And here's something that surprises people. This kind of hand arthritis runs deep in families. There's a strong genetic thread to it, and I'll often ask someone whether their mom or their dad had knobby knuckles, and a lot of the time they kind of pause and go, you know what? My hands look just like my mother's hands. So if you're seeing bony knuckles and you can picture your mom or your grandma having the very same hands, that family pattern is actually reassuring because it points us toward plain old osteoarthritis. You might also notice your rings don't slide on the way they used to because that bony knuckle is now wider than the finger behind it. And yeah, that's annoying, but on its own, it isn't alarming. Okay, so that's the harmless picture. Now let's talk about the changes that should actually get your attention, the when to worry list, and the single most useful word in this whole conversation is swelling. Real, true joint swelling, the soft kind, is the calling card of rheumatoid arthritis, not osteoarthritis. So how do you tell them apart since both can look kind of puffy? It comes down to feel. The swelling in RA is coming from inflammation inside the joint, actual fluid and inflamed tissue, so it feels soft, it feels squishy, it can feel warm or even hot, and it's usually pretty tender when you press on it. Now compare that to those OA knuckles we just talked about, which feel hard and cool and knobby. Soft, warm and squishy is a totally different creature from hard, cool, and bony, and that one distinction is honestly one of the most powerful clues you've got. Then look at which knuckles are involved. Remember the map. Rheumatoid arthritis loves the big knuckles, the MCPs, and it loves the wrist, And actually, it's pretty unusual to have rheumatoid arthritis and have a wrist that feels totally fine. So if your big knuckles are swelling and your wrist is achy and stiff and hard to turn, that combination leans toward RA. Osteoarthritis, on the other hand, tends to go for the end and middle knuckles and that thumb base, and it usually leaves the big knuckles and the wrist alone. And just so we're clear, the base of your thumb is not your wrist. People run those two together all the time, and it really does matter because thumb base trouble points toward OA while genuine wrist trouble points the other way. Now here's the contrast I really want you to lock in because it's the heart of the whole thing. Hard, cool, knobby, the end knuckles, the thumb base, runs in the family, that's your osteoarthritis story. Soft, warm, swollen, the big knuckles, the wrist, tender to the touch, that's your rheumatoid story. And while you're at it, notice whether it's symmetrical because RA likes to hit the same joints on both hands at once. And pay attention to your mornings because the stiffness of RA is famous for hanging around an hour or more. You're really not moving easily until the day's well underway, whereas OA stiffness tends to loosen off in a few minutes. There's one more change that belongs firmly on the worry list, and that's when the fingers start drifting off to one side, away from the thumb. We call that ulnar deviation, and that specific kind of drift is a rheumatoid pattern, not an osteoarthritis one. So go ahead and check your own hands right now. Press gently on whichever knuckle's been bugging you. Is it hard and cool or soft and warm? Is it the end knuckles or is it the big ones in the wrist? Is it just one hand or is it matching across both? Because if you can answer those, you're already walking in with better information than a lot of people manage to. And now we get to the one that trips everybody up, the most missed sign of all. And the funny thing is, it isn't in your hands. Because here's the thing, osteoarthritis is a local mechanical problem. It stays put in the joint. So people with hand OA usually feel perfectly fine otherwise, they're just irritated that their hands ache. But rheumatoid arthritis is an immune problem that happens to show up in the joints, which means the real disease is going on all over the body. So the folks who turn out to have RA will often, once you actually ask them, mention all these things that seem unrelated. They're wiped out in a way that a good night's sleep doesn't fix. Other joints are flaring up, the feet, the ankles, the knees. They feel run down, foggy, just not quite themselves, almost like they're coming down with something that never fully arrives. That whole body feeling is the clue, and it's the one people wave off as stress or age or just being busy, when really it's the most important sign there is, because it's the difference between a worn-out joint and an immune system that's switched on and won't switch off. So what do you actually do with all this? Start by becoming a really good observer of your own hands. Notice which knuckles. Notice how the swelling feels. Notice your mornings and how long that stiffness sticks around. And notice whether anything beyond your hands feels off. Then take all of that to your primary care doctor. If the picture points toward osteoarthritis, the path is hand-focused, an occupational or hand therapist to build up strength and protect what your hands can do, because keeping those tiny hand muscles strong genuinely helps with the pain. And if there are enough red flags pointing at rheumatoid arthritis, your doctor can order some pretty simple blood tests, things like rheumatoid factor and the anti-CCP antibody, and send a referral over to a rheumatologist because RA is one you want caught early and treated properly before those joints take any real damage. And before we wrap up, I want to leave you with the bigger picture, because around here we always come back to the fact that it really is all connected. Even when your knuckles are changing, you are not simply sentenced to a life of pain, because pain and joint damage are not the same thing. How loudly your joints actually hurt gets shaped by how you're sleeping, by the kind of movement that gets your heart going, by your stress and your cortisol, by the people you've got around you, and by what's on your plate. I see folks with significant arthritis living comfortably, and folks with pretty mild changes who hurt a lot, and the difference so often lives in those everyday basics. So yes, take care of the joint, but take care of the whole system right along with it. If this helped you make a bit more sense of your own hands, please hit like and subscribe. It honestly does help us reach more people, and I'll drop a couple of videos right here if you want to go deeper on the difference between osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis, because come on, it's all connected. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.